Hey guys, what up? Total Control 871. Just listening to a little Jeff Mack before I return to the battlefield. Okay, guys, so I'm giving a quick video here. I am going out to my doctor today. My doctor is in Turnersville here in New Jersey, cardiologist. Cooper Health is where I'm going. My doctor's name is Dr. Brian Corbett. And it is my intention to have equal access to healthcare. I'm sure you guys already know my stance on this. Now, in one of my prior videos, I said that there are quite a few health systems that are out here that have reactivated their fake pandemic measures. People who believe that they have to suffocate themselves because by their very existence, just simply being a human and existing, therefore you must apologize for your existence. And the way they do this is by suffocating their face, virtue signaling. Um, so I'm going out to my cardiologist, and hopefully I will have equal access to healthcare. What we're going to be doing, I have some very interesting questions for Dr. Corbett. Hold on a second. Oh my God, that is so much better. I tried holding the phone, but I guess I've become spoiled by my tripod. All right, I had to switch over to the tripod. So yes, I'm headed out to the doctor's office. I'm just putting together a quick video, letting you know basically where I'm going and what's about to happen to me. As you guys know, that it is a very real possibility that I could be arrested and thrown in a jail for a very long time. We know that conservative Christians, this is the fate that befalls us when we are insistent upon the full scope of our constitutional rights. So therefore, what I'm doing is I'm going out to my cardiologist. Hopefully, I'll be able to get the answers to some very pressing questions. If I'm able to make it home, I'll be putting together the final component of the health update that I've been working on for over a year. It's a huge expose. I don't know if it reaches James O'Keefe level, but hey, it's what I am able to do. I have some very pressing questions for Dr. Corbett and for Cooper Health System, why they withheld very critical information about my own health from me. So that's all that's coming, and hopefully I'll be able to make it home. Now, my appointment is around 11:30, and if you don't, I like to give myself some time to get home, process what's happened in my head, and if I make it home, process what's happened in my head, and then put together a video, a comprehensive video. So give me till about, say, maybe 6 o'clock this evening. If you don't, I mean, it'll probably go up before 6 o'clock this evening, but if you don't hear from me, even if it's just a quick video like this one is, something that's 3 or 4 minutes long, just letting you know that I made it home okay. If you don't hear from me, letting you know that I made it home okay, then it's a very real assumption that I've been arrested and thrown in a jail. So, of course, this will be in Turnersville. So send your FOIA request to Turnersville Police Department, wanting to know all of the relevant information as to why myself, I'll be arrested under my name, Charles Dunbar, why Charles Dunbar has been arrested. Of course, the charge is most likely going to be trespass, but we all know you cannot trespass a person simply because they want to breathe normal. Okay? We know that the deep state has worked very, very hard at putting forth this. You know, this is just a really quick video that I threw together, just letting you know, just to let you guys know what's about to happen. So in case if all of a sudden, days and weeks, I know sometimes I don't post for a while, but if you never hear from me, again, you'll know what happened. But one of the things that I wanted to put together in one of my upcoming videos was this stark contrast, this emotional blackmail that the communist deep state has been using. You are emotionally blackmailed into capitulation with their face suffocators, with their experimental injections. Get it. Do it. If you don't, you are risking everybody's health. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. That's been the pervasive narrative over the last 4 years. Yes? Okay. But don't you find it very strange that, think about it, within the quiet recesses of your own mind, how you have been made to feel ashamed of yourself, guilt of yourself, for simply breathing normal, living normal, existing normal. However, they have literally, because I could so cut to it, I got it in a time index. Which one was it? Was it Graham Allen? It was one of my podcasters. They put up in their, do I have it here? I don't know. It may have been. I'm looking at my notes here for my upcoming podcast. One of my podcasters, they showed basically these people at a TEDx style, it wasn't TEDx, but a TEDx style conference where they're basically trying to legitimize pedophilia. I mean, I had to rewind this and watch it a couple of times. So as this communist deep state is making you feel dirty, ashamed, guilty for breathing normally, they are literally at the same time trying to make pedophilia normal. Let's remove the stigma of pedophilia. Let's come to understand these people. Let's acknowledge that pedophilia is a legitimate sexual orientation. That's what this woman was talking about in her TED Talk style, discussion here. So this is what's being normalized, So my going to the doctor like a normal human being, getting equal access to health care, that is going to be when the Turnersville Police Department comes for me, that's the blood that's going to be in their eye. Who remembers Officer Venuto from Egg Harbor Township Police? The way he's told me that you're risking everybody's health. What are you talking about? Everybody was just fine. I'm risking everybody's health. But you can take a 12-year-old home and do God only knows what, or transsexualize a 10-year-old. I mean, hell, you got 5-year-olds out there being transsexualized. So that's what's going on today here, people. I'm at 8 minutes and I didn't want it to go this long. I'm going to throw this up. Hopefully you guys will stay tuned, because if you don't hear from me, say about 6 o'clock, it's about 9:20 right now in the AM. Hopefully around maybe 4 or 5, no later than 6 o'clock this evening, I'll throw together something quick, 4 or 5 minutes, letting you know how it went, letting you know that I made it home safely. If not, then it's a safe bet to know that I've been arrested and thrown in a jail, a gulag. I will then be a political prisoner. So that's what's happening. Remember, people, I would never ask you to do anything that I am not prepared to do myself. So many of these podcasters, conservative podcasters, I'm sorry, but Tim Pool, he is so guilty of this. I sit here, he says it repeatedly. In many of his podcasts, he lambasts people for not fighting against the injection mandates, going along with COVID and going along with all this communism. Oh, but look, Tim, look at you with your tail between your legs, humbling yourself. And he'll even sit there and tell people to, stop. I've seen him censor live. In his live broadcast, I've seen him censor his own guests. Hold on, stop talking. You can't say that, otherwise you'll get me demonetized. Ain't you a piece of hypocritical shit? So you'll sit there and you'll angrily scream into your camera how all of these beta males out here aren't doing what they're supposed to, because that's what he says. He says, "Oh my God, if these cops are, I blame the jails, people who run the jails. I blame them. They're not doing what they're supposed to. They're not standing up. They're not being people of virtue." Well, okay, fine, Tim, you make a good point. But guess what, Tim? Why don't you stand your fucking half Asian ass up? All right? You're so goddamn worried about being demonetized. Oh my God. You don't even stream on Rumble. for fear that you're going to piss off your precious Jew oligarchs over at YouTube. Oh, getting on YouTube's bad side. You're more worried about that. You are a hypocritical piece of shit. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go off on that kind of tangent like that, but I'm serious, people. I would never ever ask anything of you that I'm not prepared to do myself. I want you to understand what it is that I stand to lose. Here, let me turn the camera around. Oh, sorry, hold on. I forgot. I was in the tripod. I know it's kind of rough there. Hold on, let me see. Yeah. It's my little home. It's not much to speak of, but I am in real jeopardy of losing this home. Okay? It might not be much. I'm sure you out there probably have far more fancier homes, but this is my little hut house, okay? If I'm arrested and thrown in a jail, the consequences of this are very, very stark and very catastrophic. I could lose my housing. I could lose my social security. I could lose everything. I probably will. I understand they probably will. Uh, they'll discharge you because for trespass. They may or may not. If I am kept in a jail, because I'll have to keep going back to this healthplex, to Cooper again and again and again until they finally give me equal, non-segregated health care, which means there's going to be multiple arrests. And then during one of these multiple arrests, the judge is finally going to say, okay, well, you know what? Mr. Dunbar has made it clear that he is not willing to abide by the terms of his release, terms which, by the way, I'll never sign. I don't want to get off into that, but so many people these past 4 years signed these conditions of release. I will never sign a condition of release that runs afoul of my United States constitutional rights. Never. You will have to put me into a jail for the rest of my life. Okay? So eventually they'll put me into a jail. And after X amount of months, then they're just simply going to cut off everything. My housing, my income, everything. And when they do finally discharge me, I'll be discharged into homelessness with nothing but the clothes on my back. These are my Christian beliefs. My Christian resolve. I'm not going to sit here and tell you some big lie that I'm super brave and my chest is all puffed out. It's not. I am terrified. Very terrified. The last time I went into homelessness, at least I had a source of income. This time, I doubt that I'll have that. I run the very real risk of dying on the streets. But if it means that I have to die for Christ Jesus, then so be it. I'm sure there are one of the Galloway Township cops said, "Oh, you're a martyr," trying to equate me to some sort of crazy, mental illness. Oh, you just martyred, whatever they want to say. So, yeah, the deep state, they do want to equate religion with mental illness. They do. Okay. So this is what I'm about to do today. This is where I'm going. I'm at 15 minutes here. I am going to have to shut this thing down because I just want to throw this up, to let you guys know what's going on. Let you know where my head is at, that I'm not psychotic. I'm not crazy. I'm quite sound. By the way, I'll never, ever invoke insanity as a defense. I'll never do that. Okay? Me being a conservative Christian is not mental illness. Conservative Christianity is not mental illness. Okay? And I'll never invoke it to get out of jail, get out of trouble. Okay? So while Tim Pool and all the Tim Pool, because not just him, it's many others that like to play the censorship game. But Tim Pool just pisses me off because of the way he rails so hard against cops that aren't doing the right thing, or other officials that aren't doing the right thing. But then there you are, Tim, with your tail between your legs. You think that just because you get on your knees and suck YouTube's dick behind closed doors that it makes a difference. You do the things that you do behind closed doors, and then come out after having whored yourself to your oligarch masters, and then you get back on your microphone and you sit there and pontificate, telling all of us how we should be living our lives. So what if, because that's what he says, I know you guys have mortgages, I know you guys have this, but your children, it'll get that much worse down the line. And he's right. I'm not disagreeing with that. He's right. Okay? And I'm sorry, the whole children thing, Tim doesn't even have kids. Okay, he doesn't even have a family to support. So Tim Pool is literally lambasting all of these middle class people with families to support, children to take care of. He'll lambast them and expect them to go without their income, their financial security. But him just being isn't that his whole thing, where he wants to be viewed as being young and hip and current and trendy? I mean, hello. It's why he's so damn cleaving to that beanie of his. Terrified that people are going to see that he's bald, and even though everybody knows that he's bald, but he just doesn't want that to become his image. He wants to be seen as young, hip, trendy, so that he can reach that audience. Mm-hmm. Well, Tim, if you're so young, hip, and trendy, then that means you have that much less to lose. Nobody's really depending on you. I mean, I know you got your employees, but gee, aren't they young, hip, and trendy? Yeah. See, there's so much more I could say to this, and obviously I said a lot more than I wanted to. This is really supposed to only be 5 minutes of me letting you know what's about to happen. All right, so that's what's going on, people. Keep watching, pray, fight. I know Jeff Mack over here, he was talking about the truckers boycotting New York, and he brought up a really good point. He thinks that it's bullshit that a lot of these trucker things have become impotent. The convoys, they raise a bunch of money. He said they raise a bunch of money and then they just go home. And the reason why they do this is because, who are we kidding? January 6th has struck the fear of God into the hearts of these conservative middle-class people. Okay, the deep state has a rousing success. Unless you are willing to come out and fight for your country, then I'm sorry. I don't see how we're going to be able to get out of this. That's a whole topic as for when to turn to violence, because I know they kept saying insurrection. We are supposed to be able to engage in insurrection. You know, they've taken the word insurrection and they've turned it into a crime. The reason why that's why we have the Second Amendment. The reason why we are allowed to engage in insurrection is for this very reason. If the government has become decadent, corrupt, the courts are falling asunder. Our lower courts, oh my God, there is so much going on with them. You know, these crazy, because what was that? Jeff Mack also talked about that. He played a little footage of that. Kathy Hochul, she sits there and says, "Oh, don't worry. This ruling, this penalty ruling, it was just for Trump. You can trust me." And then what did Jeff Mack do? He cut to some footage of Kathy Hochul saying that this is something that's going to be held to everybody. So it's just more contradiction. Okay. Donald Trump's business practices, as stated by it was Dave Chappelle, right, when he did his SNL stand-up, talking about taxes or whatever it is, you know, their whole the corporate business practices, they all do it. Okay. It's like if Donald Trump were a senator or a congressman, You're going to suddenly indict him and bring him up on insider trading? What do you mean? They've all been insider trading. All of them, Democrat, Republican. It's been this really ugly thing that's been right out in the open. They know when big pharma is going to take off and when it's going to crash. They know because they're creating the laws. But you're going to sit there and you're going to single out, and it's not just Donald Trump, one particular person. You're going to single out your Santos, George Santos. Okay, you got one dude pulling fire alarms and for the purposes of impeding an official. See, you know what? I said it last time. I hate repeating myself. If you are still lurking in the dark, then there's nothing I can do for you. You know what? Go back to YouTube. Nobody here on Rumble or BitChute is going to be able to help you. Go back to the comfort of your echo chamber on YouTube. But if you're ready to fight for your country, then do it. I know I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and tell you that there won't be dire consequences. But if you want it, then you're going to have to fight for it. All right, I've gone too far. That's it. Hopefully by 6 o'clock tonight, you'll hear from me. Total Control 871.